Today, we step into a moment where faith and fear meet face to face. Not in a quiet place, but in the middle of a storm. The wind is strong. The waves are rising. The boat is unstable. And in that moment, something unexpected happens. A man steps out. Not onto land, not onto safety, but onto water. This is not just a miracle story. This is a human story. Because the man who stepped out in faith is the same man who began to sink in fear. This is the story of Peter.
Peter didn't just believe in Jesus from a distance. He moved. That's what makes this moment powerful. Because faith is not just something you feel, it's something you do. The others stayed in the boat. They were safe, they were dry, they were comfortable. But Peter chose something different. He chose to trust beyond logic. And sometimes that's the hardest step. Not believing, but moving. Because you can sit in the boat your whole life and still say you have faith. But real faith begins when you step out.
In Matthew 14:29-30, Jesus said one word: come. That's it. No long explanation. No guarantee of what would happen next. Just come. And Peter responded. He climbed over the edge of the boat while the storm was still raging. Imagine that moment. The other disciples are watching. No one stops him, but no one follows him either. Peter places his foot on the water, and it holds. Not because the storm stopped, not because the sea became calm, but because his focus was on Jesus.
Peter was doing the impossible, walking on water. Everything was working until something shifted. Not outside. The storm didn't suddenly grow stronger. The waves didn't suddenly rise higher. The storm was already there, but Peter noticed it. He looked away from Jesus and looked at the wind. And in that moment, fear entered. That's how doubt works. It doesn't always come from new problems. Sometimes it comes from a new focus. What you look at shapes what you feel. And what you feel shapes what you do next. Peter didn't sink because the storm was powerful. He sank because his focus changed.
As Peter begins to sink, he does something very important. He doesn't try to fix it himself. He doesn't pretend everything is okay. He cries out, "Lord, save me." 3 words. Simple, honest, urgent. And the response? Immediate. Jesus reaches out his hand and lifts him. Notice this. Peter doubted, but he was still saved. He failed, but he was not abandoned. This changes everything, because it means your worst moment is not the end of your story.
Peter sank. Yes. But Peter also walked on water. No one else in that boat can say that. The others stayed safe, but they never experienced what Peter did. This is important, because many people wait to be perfect before they step out. But that's not how it works. God doesn't choose perfect people. He works with willing people. People who try. People who risk. People who sometimes fail, but still call out. So the question is simple. Where are you today? Are you in the boat? Watching, thinking, waiting? Or are you standing at the edge,
knowing you need to step out, but hesitating. Because yes, there will be wind. Yes, there will be moments where you feel like sinking. But this story reminds us of something deeper. You are not alone in the storm. And your failure is not final.
This week, take one step. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be perfect. No one is asking you to have it all figured out. Just one step out of comfort. One step away from fear. One step in the direction you've been avoiding. Fix your focus. Not on the storm, not on the noise, not on everything that could go wrong, but on Jesus. Because what you keep looking at will shape what you start believing. And what you believe will decide whether you move forward or stay stuck. And if you feel yourself sinking, when things don't go the way you expected, when fear starts getting louder, when your confidence begins to fade, don't panic. Don't overthink. Don't try to carry it all on your own. Just pray. Even if it's not long, even if it's not perfect, even if all you can say is, Lord, save me. Because in that moment, you're not showing weakness, you're showing trust. And the same hand that lifted Peter is still reaching, still ready, still near, still strong enough to pull you out, no matter how deep you feel you've fallen.